Everybody, it's Mark T, and I'm doing a random review. Like, what could be more random than doing a review on New Year's? Yes, I'm trying to follow up with my tradition of every New Year's doing 5 videos in one day. And to be perfectly honest, you might think it's kind of ridiculous that on a day that I have off, I'm struggling like down to the minute just to do this, but it's been difficult. Anyways, I'm here to do a random review of Superman slash Shazam. God, Superman slash Shazam, The Return of Black Adam. Now, this movie, movie isn't really even a movie. Like, it's more of a short, although I think it's about the half-hour mark, so it's about a full episode of any DC Warner Brothers animated series. But this is honestly one of the best movies, or whatever you really consider it, from DC that I actually really like. This is my all-time favorite special from DC. Like, I like it more than basically any other DC special, any Flash movie, any Batman movie, anything. Because this movie was my first introduction to Billy Batson as a character. I can't edit it in, but I'm going to do this comparison in a few weeks between the current DC New 52 Shazam comic and Mark Miller's Superior comic. So I'll do a comparison for that for a comics video or so have you. But I'm just here to talk about this. Now, basically, this movie, or short, however, is basically just a redone version of how Billy Batson got his powers and then turns into Captain Marvel. He well, I don't want to spoon feed everything to you, but basically he's a poor kid. He's living in his own ratty apartment, and he basically eventually runs into this hobo that's in trouble, and we can clearly see that he's actually a really good, well-meaning person. He's just a pure-hearted kid, even though he's been through so many difficult things, and it's even stated within this movie how good he is. And to be perfectly honest, that's what I really love about Billy Batson and himself. You know, he's very much like a human version of Superman. He's constantly doing what's right. He constantly believes in doing the right thing. Anyway, I'll get deeper into that when I do that review later on. But in short, I just really like Billy Batson because he's basically who I like to consider the most human character of the DC universe. I know a lot of people like to say that's Superman or that's Batman, but I consider Billy Batson that person. He's a pure-hearted kid that does what's right, even if it means he's going to get hurt or in trouble or some other ridiculous thing that happens. Anyway, this plot of this movie is Black Adam has come back from his banishment from Earth quite a few years ago, and he comes to seek Billy Batson and destroy him, as well as destroy the wizard Shazam, so that he can't pass on his magical abilities to anybody else. During this time, we also see Billy Batson meeting Clark Kent and basically having an interview for you know, just talking about himself, since he's a kid. He's a kid living in a ratty apartment, you know, all by himself. That's some news, to be honest. And it just makes it a really interesting combination by having Captain Marvel team up with Superman to take down Black Adam. We even get a really good part that I don't want to spoil for you, but I'll just say it's like 2 scenes in this entire special are the epitome of why I like Captain Marvel. And if you haven't read it, or if you haven't read his introduction comic or watched this special, I suggest you do one or the other. But this one's a lot easier to, like, faster to read through than the comic. So honestly, if you want an introduction to the real origins of Billy Batson, I would check this out. That's it for now. I'll see you later.